Now that I've got the two sub weldments that are tacked together, tacked onto the table, I need to do a little bit of work to them. The one on the far side has drawn away from the camera. I'm using two ratchet straps to pull it back. That's working pretty good. The one that's on this side, this leg here is true, it's plumb. The one over there is tilted away from the camera. And I'm trying to use a ratchet strap here, but there's not much of a moment arm created by that. So I'm going to go through and try to break off a couple of tack welds on that end to see if I can get this to pull back and then set this once more. So now that I've got the backside set in here, I've used the two ratchet straps, one on each end, to pull it back this way. I've pulled it just a little bit far and come around behind it and put a tack on this side down where that leg terminates into the tabletop and where that leg terminates into the tabletop, and it's pulled it back just a little bit, but I haven't taken off my clamps yet. So I expect when I take those off, that'll remove what pressure's there and let it move again. It's already within the bubbles, but I think it'll give just a little bit more and sit pretty nice. And after we get them set, that's what it looks like. We're pretty much dead nuts where we want to be. At this point, I've got it all tacked together and in place. I haven't decided where I'm going to come back and add more tacks to it. The 4 bars that go across what'll be the bottom when this is flipped over, I've got 2 tacks on one side and 1 on the other. Try to put 3 on there to keep it from wanting to twist. So I did that on those 4, and then also I did that on the 4 that are across the bottom. Got 3 straps on this corner. This particular leg kept wanting to pull in. As those 4 pieces were together, I could get one in but not the other, and I was always fighting it, so I elected to get it set, at least on one end, and then try to clamp together. I've ended up getting it pretty close with 3 ratchet straps that are all in a pretty good bind, trying to pull that. I just don't have much leverage to apply to it. I'll look forward to putting some more tacks on it to hold it in place and then trying to weld it out soon. So I think, at least to start with, I'm going to try to get some 5/16 or run some 5/16 6011 rod at about 150 amps most likely, and go across this end of this leg, hit the diagonal corner over there on the outside, hit this one, and then that one, and go across the top of these short tubes in the same pattern. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I will probably come up here to the kind of what is the lower skirt and go down the vertical edge on the outside again in the same pattern. After all of that is completed, I think I'll take the straps off and then try to go to town with This is a 5/32 6011 rod running 130 amps DC with a 3/4 inch blade on the bottom and a 1/4 inch thick tube sticking up, and that tube is 2.5 inches wide. I don't claim to be the best welder in the world. I think it's stuck. Similar results. Left to right, right to left, whatever. Trying to get some arc shots of this. Turns out that's fairly tricky, especially when you have any other light in your shop. The screen wants to reflect it. I'm having trouble with that. I have closed some doors so I could breathe some carbon monoxide for you. But so far I'm not getting anything good. I can't get this GoPro close enough and still be able to get myself in there as well to do the job. So I'll keep working on it. Question as to whether or not we're getting any heat into it. I welded this third, again 3/4 inch thick plate. I'm 6 inches off the edge, and it's had several minutes now, but it's warm to the touch out here for sure. Not gonna go trying to stick my hand any closer than that, but it can certainly put the heat in. So because the cherry picker hook doesn't stick out beyond the wheels or even the legs, for its own stability, I can't quite tip this over, at least by myself. So what I'm going to do, this thing is reasonably stable. I do have the cherry picker still supporting it, but it's on the ground. Reach and get in here and do the horizontal welds that I can. I can come around to this side. It's wanting to tilt away from me, so I have no objection to coming in on this side and getting these. And down in here, it's nothing for me to reach to here. The inside ones I'll probably do after I get all the outside done, and if I'm sitting inside that, it ought to protect me just fine. Turn around going the other way. The boards are trying to come off. Trying to ease her down without it banging. Not sketchy at all. There it is. Figured out a way to get this to go ahead and lay over. The hook is too far to the right to allow it to do it by itself. But with a little assistance, I can change the arc on the other end. Hoping I'll run out of jack. Getting close. Pretty close. And then it can fall back off. Was able to get it just barely past center. It's down hard. Had to have a little help though. Ran out of stroke. It works. A little sketchy, but it works.